Welcome to the final time here for Reality of Wrestling Sub-Zero event. And what a load of action we've already had over the past few weeks. We've seen title changes, we've seen upsets, and now we're going to see two giants face off in the form of Tito Lincoln versus Matty Ice, CT.
Yeah, this is going to be really fun. Tito said that the last loss he had was a fluke, so he wants to prove himself tonight.
Well, apparently he's saying it's a fluke, but tonight he faces a formidable contender in the form of former Reality of Wrestling champion, Matty Ice, Brad.
Look, man, the Iceman has cometh. He is back in a Reality of Wrestling ring, and he's taking on, though, Tito Lincoln. Now, make no mistake, I want to underscore Matty Ice's resume here at Reality of Wrestling as being a former two-time Reality of Wrestling champion. Twice, Kirby.
Not many people consider they've done that. If I'm not mistaken, like 3 or 4 people maybe.
Well, I don't know, but I know it's at least 2 more than you.
Absolutely. I've never won a championship. But regardless, look at this man.
Obvious.
He's got ice in his veins, and he is ready to go here at Sub-Zero. Maybe he has a bit of an advantage, given that he's Matty Ice at Sub-Zero, don't you think?
What a way to kick off Sub-Zero with Matty Ice versus Tito Lincoln. I'll tell you, it's going to be a great match.
Well, talking about great matches, we know that tonight's main event is going to be the triple threat between X-Stone, Gaspar Hernandez, and Zilla Fatu for that Reality of Wrestling Championship. But right now, we've got Tito already backing up Matty Ice into the corner. And look at this, Matty Ice already aggressive from the go, Brad.
Well, that's always been Matty Ice's specialty. What really Matty Ice's biggest strength has always been is his size and his strength advantage, but that's kind of out of the playbook when you have Tito Lincoln. This guy is a defensive end in college football. That's a big man to move.
Absolutely, and we're going to have to see if Matty Ice even has the strength to be able to do anything, as we already see the shots right there from Tito Lincoln to the back of Matty Ice.
My goodness, he's huge, and I think this is a size difference. It's going to be pretty intense to see.
Pretty intense for sure, as he misses with the chop there.
Look at that, drop kick. That's where Matty Ice is going to win this match. Matty Ice is going to win this match with some agility. That is what he has in his advantage. Now, you lose. Well, he had it in his advantage for a brief moment.
You can only have agility for so long until you run into a brick wall like Tito Lincoln. But speaking of being defensive ends, maybe this man could help the Bears there, Carolina.
Oh, wow. That was really offensive.
Defensive.
And speaking of offense, looks like Tito's on the offense right now.
Absolutely. As you see him already go after the back there of Matty Ice. And Matty Ice starting to fire back here. But Tito Lincoln puts him right back down.
Nothing can help the Bears. And right now, nothing seems to be able to help Matty Ice against Tito Lincoln.
Well, we do also have to give him credit, Brad, as we've already talked about. He is a former 2-time Reality of Wrestling champion. You don't just slip on a banana peel and become the champion twice.
Well, I've never slipped on a banana peel personally, but I've seen YouTube videos of it, and it's not pretty.
Cover here for Tito Lincoln, but a quick kick out from Matty Ice.
But what I will say is, what would a victory for Tito Lincoln against a former champion mean for his trajectory here at the Reality Wrestling? We're going to see that title on the line a little bit later tonight. Could he be putting himself in position?
Well, that's what he wants. He said his goal is, if he's able to win, he wants to put himself on the radar for a title contention.
Well, but see, that's where I completely disagree with him. If he can win, that's a losing mentality. That's a loser mentality. You need to go, when I go out there and I whoop Matty Ice's back end and I melt this MF, you know what I mean?
I actually can't believe I'm agreeing with Brad here, but the if mentality is definitely something that's got to go away. You got to say when. And right now, Tito was almost saying when I win after that pinfall there, but the kick out from Matty Ice continues this match as he moves out of the way from that elbow drop. And now this might be the opening that Matty Ice needed to get back into this, as he's already firing back at the midsection, center of the ring. Matty Ice trying to come up with something here.
Well, you know, the thing is, too, what's been going on with Matty since we last saw? Look at that! Wait a minute! Wait, come on! 2! Is that enough? Matty Ice, wow.
Kick out from Matty Ice to continue this matchup, but you're right. Where has he been? I haven't seen him, I believe, since Summer of Champions, maybe?
What has he been? What has he been up to? You know, has he been working on his game? Has he been sitting on the couch?
Another sidewalk slam from Tito Lincoln into the cover. The shoulders are down, but barely. Matty Ice gets his shoulders up again.
I don't know where he's been, but I can tell you where he's at right now. He looks like he's in a tough spot, trying to get the best of Tito Lincoln.
Oh! Matty Ice firing back with that elbow as Tito Lincoln walked right into it. And the last time we saw Tito Lincoln, he was in action against Josiah John, and that's the victory that you said was a fluke on Josiah John's part.
Yeah, he definitely is convinced that it was a fluke because he ran off on him after he hit him really hard.
I still don't like that mentality. Like, this game is wins and losses. Nobody retires undefeated. You're gonna take L's, but you learn from them, especially somebody young in his career like Tito Lincoln.
But speaking of wins and losses, it looks like Matty Ice was trying to go for the win there. As Tito Lincoln, look at this. Oh, I was gonna say, if he hooks the legs, that's the same way he lost to Josiah. But Matty Ice, he took the big man down, and look at this. He's coming again with the back elbow, able to get him back down to his knees. Ironically, this is the fire that we've seen from Matty Ice before. Could he be just seconds away from capturing a victory here?
Tito in nowhere's man. Oh my God, DDT. If Matty Ice can capitalize right now, he might have secured a victory in his return here at Sub-Zero.
He needs to get up if he wants to capitalize on this return. Both men seem to be struggling to get back up, but they gotta get their head back in the game.
Matty Ice trying to pick up a victory here at Sub-Zero, but he gets put right into the corner. And now Tito Lincoln, oh, look at this. Oh, lands him right down. And that is gonna do it. Is this a sign of things to come in 2025 for Tito Lincoln as he takes down Matty Ice?
Gentlemen, it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. And I want to know, when is Tito Lincoln going to get his title shot? Because that's exactly what he's gunning for here at Reality of Wrestling.
Row Nation, I'm Emily May, and my guest at this time is Will Allday. Will, tonight at Sub-Zero, things have come to a head between you and Terrell Tempo. There's been frustrations. There's been a lot of action between both of you. So how are you feeling heading into tonight?
Honestly, Emily, the only word I can use to describe it is calm. You know, I have felt every single emotion other than that one leading to today. And in preparation for tonight, you know, I spent about a week in the desert. I really wanted to test myself. You know, I wanted to get in there and see what was going to keep me down, what was going to kill me. In Tempo, you know what I figured out? I figured out if the God Almighty can't kill me, then what the hell are you going to do?
The Rocket Man Josiah John is here, and he is celebrating 2 years as a professional wrestler here tonight, Brad.
Well, he's going to be celebrating that, but he's going to be celebrating against Danny Limelight, and Poppy is coming to take care of the Rocket.
Come on! Watch me do my dance. Life is so good, what you say. Some hard times, but if I knew to get this money, why I show me
Danny Limelight making his return here to Reality of Wrestling in action against Josiah John. But just a few weeks ago, we saw Danny say, Josiah, join me and we can take over the row. And when Josiah said no, Danny took that very personally, CT.
I spoke with Josiah earlier. He picked him up from the airport and said the whole time Danny talked about himself because he had just started, but now he's at his eye level and he's ready to take off.
I believe he called him something inappropriate.
As is tradition for Danny.
He used a word that most people would say are fighting words. Wouldn't you say, Kirby?
Well, it's a good thing that we're about to ring that bell and we are about to start a fight here.
I thought this was a wrestling
Sub-Zero. It's still considered a fight, wouldn't you say? There's going to be exchange of strikes.
That's true.
An athletic contest, if you will, as we're seeing the first lockup here. You've got to imagine that Josiah has got to be thinking about his trajectory over the last 2 years. First starting as a rookie here at Reality of Wrestling and capturing the ovation here of the Row Nation for quite some time. Lots of people calling him the next breakout star of Reality of Wrestling.
That's a lot of pressure to hold on your shoulders. You know, with so much potential, you have to live up to it. You know, you can't, look, CT will agree with me on this. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. And I'm not saying that Josiah hasn't worked hard, but you still got to do a lot to show improve.
That was quite the tongue twister, Brad.
He's good at those.
Crunchy like peanut butter.
You know, for Josiah, you're right. He does have a lot of weight on his shoulders, especially when he calls himself.
Beautiful there. Hold on.
First cover of the matchup, but a kick out from Danny.
That was really nice.
Especially if you call yourself the Rocket and you're based out of Houston, Texas. That's a lot of pressure. If you're going to use the name Rocket, you better lift off.
Well, you know, I'm going to use a reference here, CT, that you might be well versed in. Josiah John is completing his sophomore year here. Isn't there a Spurs player who is currently in his sophomore year kind of producing numbers for the Spurs?
Yeah, I mean, Victor Wembanyama is producing numbers, but the difference between Victor Wembanyama and Josiah John is that Wemby's not getting kicked in the stomach right now by Danny Limelight. Wemby doesn't have to...
Cover here from Danny. The shoulders are down from Josiah, but a kick out from Josiah. Oh! Danny Limelight showing that side of him that we know very well. Almost like a pit bull. Incredibly aggressive and antagonizing the Row Nation.
We've said this many times before, but the thing about Danny is he can talk crap and he can back it up.
Right now, Danny Limelight talking about his Hollywood acumen. He's been in a lot of films, a lot of television sets. Danny Limelight rubbing shoulders with the elites, the A-listers, right? You know what? That gives him a little bit of swagger. That gives him a little bit of confidence. That gives him a mental advantage.
I don't think it's
over
giving
Josiah.
him confidence. This man was born with confidence, Brad. I have never met a man that believes himself like Danny does, but he goes a little bit over it, as right now he is trying to get a victory here, but a kick out from Josiah.
Look, what do they say? Confidence is key, right?
But overconfidence can kill careers, Brad. And that may be
well, curiosity can kill the cat. But we're not talking about cliches right now. We're talking about Danny Limelight putting the boots to Josiah Jean.
And he's definitely doing a good job at that thus far. But the match is still early, as Danny Limelight seems to have found a target. As into the cover here, but Josiah once again kicks out.
There's a difference between confidence and cocky. You guys keep talking about confidence. Danny Limelight is cocky. There's a difference.
That's the word I was looking for. She's got it for me. Oh, and again, I said that Danny Limelight seems to have found a target. It seems to be those ribs of Josiah John, but right now Josiah is firing up on Danny and turns him inside out with that clothesline.
Josiah's mad. If somebody can sit there and talk about himself for hours and hours in the car, that's somebody who's cocky. That's somebody who needs to be humbled just a little bit.
Seems like you got a bit of a horse in this race here, CT.
Look at that.
As right there, you saw that maneuver from Josiah John. Could that get him the victory here?
Oh my gosh, 2.5.
Such a close call.
It's been a crazy week, though, this week on Reality Wrestling. I mean, Reese Maddox having that shocking win that we saw earlier tonight against Cam Cole. Could Josiah Jean beat a former Texas champion? And still in our main event, we got last man standing.
Is it the Texas champion, or would we call it the Empire State era? Because that wasn't one of my favorite eras. I can tell you that much.
Well, you know what? It's a good point.
Well, just like Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour is over. And now Danny Limelight from the top here. And look at that splash!
Little frog splash.
Cover.
One,
Danny Limelight has just won it all. No!
Little shades of the Texas wrestling legend and WWE Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero.
Now you've got to imagine that frustration is starting to build in Danny Limelight. Maybe he may have underestimated.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a second. After that roll through, you saw the referee go down, and now we've got to cover 1, 2, 3. Josiah John just won this matchup, but there's no official to count it.
Thing about referees, man, they're always missing calls.
Well, he got kicked in the face. It wasn't like he missed it on purpose.
Should have ducked.
Josiah John just had a victory, but there was no official to count it, unfortunately. And now a low blow from Danny Limelight. That is classic right. Danny Limelight.
Look, I like Danny. I like Josiah, I really do, but that was not right. You can't go low like that, man.
Is Danny grabbing something? He seems to be...
Well, We talked about Danny Limelight feeling disrespected by Josiah John. So now it looks like Danny Limelight is going to disrespect Josiah with that chair. Swing wildly and misses. And after that drop kick, you saw Danny Limelight fall right onto that chair. Wait a second. That's Rudy Garza. What's Rudy doing out here?
Rudy is saving Josiah from another chair shot.
That's good. That's good, as he should.
Wait. Oh, God. Rudy, what are you doing? You've got to be kidding me. Referee back in, counting it 2. Not like this.
What's going on, mi gente? Come on.
Just a few weeks ago, we saw Rudy return and say that he was going to make an example of Danny Limelight. And now, it seems that he's gone back on those words, CT. This is disgusting.
Yeah, this is snake-like behavior, and the crowd is booing Rudy Garza and Danny Limelight.
You know what? I kind of like him. I'm going to be honest with you. Danny Limelight fought ahead.
You just said that a low blow was low, but a chair shot is fine?
Danny didn't hit him with the chair. Look, Danny Limelight thought ahead. This is what he does. He is a mentalist, okay? He doesn't only execute inside the squared circle. What you do outside the ring is just as important. He had a strategy. If he got in trouble, he had a backup plan. That's what you do. Plan A don't work, you go to Plan B. Plan B don't work, you go back to Plan A. And Plan A was getting a win, and Danny Limelight did something that the Spurs can't seem to do this season and get a victory.
Well, it looks like the old Rudy is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Road Nation, I'm Emily May, and I'm here with the Island Boys. It is so great to see you. And we've seen your journey here at Reality of Wrestling. You've won the tag team championships and unfortunately lost them fairly quickly. But I want to know, what are your next steps? What's your plan here at Raw?
You see, we come here, we win the tag team championships, and they come off us easily. But that's not the end of our story. We come here to be the top of the tag team. And that's what I gotta do. We don't know when that gonna happen. It could be tomorrow, it could be tonight, or it can be in 2025. But regardless, we're ready for it, and it's going to happen.
Yeah, man, because listen, we come to Reality of Wrestling for one thing, to be the best tag team. So it don't matter if we don't have that championship right now. We're good, because we're entering the new year in 2025 as the best, because we are the Island Boys. Boom!
Who is going to walk away champion? Both of these guys are showing us the fight, what it takes to mean Texas champion.
Oh, you see the back there, Ryan Davidson, a little bit weak. And Max Castellanos
swinging him around. Max Castellanos.
Could it be
on? Around and now into the cover to become Texas champion with a kick out from Ryan Davidson.
This is a great main event. My eyes are peeled. I don't know who's gonna come out on top.
I thought that was great.
I don't know what his plan is, but I know that Ryan Davidson has him in a corner and he's beating the crap out of him.
I told you it was going to be hard-hitting from the get-go, and that is exactly what it takes to be Texas champion. Max Castellanos in a spot here that I've never seen a man. Oh my God! A superplex from the top!
And you see the effects.
We saw it once again from Max Castellanos there. He was trying to swing Ryan Davidson around. But this time, Ryan Davidson was able to counter, and here comes the Texas champion, lifting him up. Davidson driver!
That's all. If Ryan Davidson can capitalize, he has retained the title.
You just said it there, Brett. If he can capitalize, he took a little too long for this cover. But will it be enough?
He got his
foot on the rope. He got the foot on the rope.
This is too much for me.
close, but no cigar.
Top. The spell. Oh, he missed. Max Castellanos moved out of the way.
Ryan didn't have it well timed. Max Castellanos able to get up. Can he get him again?
This time, he plants him again. He's going for a third. For the third time, he plants him down.
One,
and is that going to do it?
Three.
Ryan Davidson is down.
Reality of Wrestling Texas champion, Max Castellanos.
From uncrowned to undisputed, Max Castellanos has won the Texas Championship.
After 4 long years, el chingón de Texas is now el campeón de Texas. You gotta imagine that this feels vindicating for Max Castellanos, finally able to defeat Ryan Davidson and reclaim the Texas Championship.
Ryan Davidson, can I have a few moments? Ryan, it was a tough match out there tonight. You lost the Texas title tonight. And Row Nation wants to know what's next for Ryan Davidson.
I don't know.
But Ryan, 2025 is just around the corner. And there's a lot of things happening here at Reality Wrestling. So Row Nation demands to know what is next for Ryan Davidson.
I don't know.
Do you want to become a professional wrestler? Booker T's Reality Wrestling Training Facility in Texas City, Texas is a 15,000 square foot facility with over 50 full-time students and wrestlers from around the world. Inside sits a 9,000 square foot venue set up for weekly shows where our students will showcase their skills in front of a live studio television audience. In the back, a full weight room complete with state-of-the-art equipment and personal trainers, along with a full staff and personnel running the day-to-day operations. Reality Wrestling provides everything you need to become a well-rounded professional wrestler, learning under the 2-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. Referees, ring announcers, and commentators. At Reality Wrestling, we just don't teach you how to be a professional wrestler, but how to be an elite sports entertainer. This is the reality of wrestling.
This match is as personal as you get, and it is going to be last man standing between Will Allday and Terrell Tempo, CT.
You know, I can watch Terrell Tempo go up against Will Allday all damn day, because their rivalry is intense.
These two have been trading shots back and forth ever since the Summer of Champions. But every single time, Terrell Tempo keeps coming back with more people, keeps attacking Will Allday, and just basically not leaving him alone, Brad.
Well, this is a last man standing match. No pinfalls, no countouts, no submission. You have to beat your opponent mercilessly until they cannot answer a count of 10. And you talk about the bad blood between these two. Again, we saw the Command, which is Terrell Tempo, Q, Big Luther take on Will All Day and Hank and Tank. Then we saw that brutal beat down of Will All Day by the Command. These guys have so much animosity built up. This is really the only way to end it.
Do you think that it was a smart idea by Will All Day to go right out of the gate the way he did, CT?
Yes. Yes, it was. Because when you have this much animosity towards somebody, when somebody pulls all the tricks out of their sleeve, you know what's coming. So you have to come right out the gate, ready to go.
Well, it seems to be costing him, as it looked like thus far only one shot landed from Will to several from Tempo. But now we're inside the ring here.
I love the way that Will All Day started it. You know, Will All Day is like, I'm going to call my shot. I'm going to go early. You know, I mean, he could have hurt himself. But you know what? Like Kirby Carry On prom night, he just closed his eyes and hope for the best.
Oh! Sickening shots there from the chair from Will All Day. As he himself said, he prepared for this matchup by spending a few days in the desert to be with himself. If that didn't kill him, what could?
The desert? Which desert was it?
Probably El Paso, I'm not sure. But regardless, it is a very dangerous environment to be in. As Will All Day,
so is that.
You know what's in the desert? Snakes.
You know what else is in
Terrell Temple has snaked him so many times by doing all these things to him to try to get the best of him.
You know what else is in the desert? A mirage. And could Will All Day have been seeing something that is not going to come true? Could he have thought he could defeat Terrell Tempo in a match so barbaric that we've only had a couple of them in reality of wrestling history? You're the historian, Kirby. You could tell me better than I could, but I can only remember one or two.
Absolutely, and you've got to imagine that there's a reason that this stipulation was chosen between these two, because it just got that barbaric, to use your own word there, Brad. As you see Tempo on the outside.
Oh, golly.
Little bit of extra sauce behind that. And this has been all about respect for Tempo. He came back with a purpose, and we thought they were maybe going to hit it off and have a friendly competition at Summer of Champions, but then Tempo showed his true colors, and now
look at that.
showing his true athleticism as well, CT.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of athleticism, look at that.
Could have almost ended badly there for Will All Day, but the former Reality of Wrestling champion, not one to ever be deterred from taking chances.
Vertical leap, impressive there from Terrell Tempo, who we know is a collegiate athlete in his
not
own
going
right.
after the eyes.
Somebody who trained in mixed martial arts, could have gone to the UFC, chose professional wrestling. Will All Day, golly, Will.
That is solid steel.
That could have been it right there.
That Will All Day just fell off of, or fell onto rather.
Will's not moving.
His neck looks like it's bent in half.
Referees began his count of 10. This could be all academic right now. That was a nasty fall from Will All Day.
He could have just absolutely knocked himself out with those stairs. But it looks like he's still moving. He's still going. But will he be able to answer the 10 count?
And already up to a count of 7, but Will All Day finds a way to get to his feet in the vertical base. That was a very vicious fall from Will All Day. And I'm afraid, guys, look, we've seen Will All Day battle back for more than this. But after taking a fall like that, the way that he landed, I think it might be academic at this point.
Well, with UFC references here abound, you talked about Will All Day being able to take punishment, but we saw for years Max Holloway be able to take a lot of punishment before he finally got knocked out. Maybe like, 13, 14 years into his UFC career? Maybe that is starting to catch up with Will All Day here. As now, Tempo.
God, this is getting ugly fast, guys.
Introducing more weapons into this last standing match. And the only limit to this last man standing match is going to be what Terrell Tempo can think of with these weapons.
Talk about no holds barred. He's really doing whatever it takes to make sure he settles this once and for all.
Will All Day, though, firing back here. Maybe this is just adrenaline from the former Reality Wrestling champion. Is using the ropes. He got caught though.
See, look, this is what I'm talking about. Will All Day, you know, sometimes he fires first, asks questions later. And right now, his face just got acquainted with that steel ladder. And at what point do you say, you know what, I need to live to fight another day? I know that's not in Will Allday's nature.
I was gonna
It's not
say.
in his nature. I understand that. I get that. But sometimes you have to, they say that your mind knows, but your heart is deceitful. And right now, Will Allday's heart is telling him he can still go, but his mind knows he needs to lay down and not take any more abuse.
It's kind of like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. I mean, he felt like he had a chance, but then he ended up not having a chance. That's what happens when you put your mind over your heart. Or your heart over your mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
your heart is big, but
in the same regard. Yeah, I mean, it was like a great first round from Tyson, and then his legs were gone. Right. And what we see right now is Will Allday was all spirits in the early goings, including jumping out of the ring to attack Terrell Tempo. But since then, his legs are gone.
Your body can only take so much.
And now Tempo is just taking a seat in the corner. He thinks that he's got enough done here to have taken out Will Allday, as the referee, MJ Bell, is already up to a count of 5. And now a count of 6. Tempo choosing to continue this onslaught.
I mean, this is getting rough, guys.
It is very rough. I think I've seen 2 chairs. I've seen the steel ladder. I mean, how many objects can you pull out?
Look, when you're here as long as I have been, you get to know the performers, you get to know the wrestlers, and some of them you consider friends. Wait, hold on here.
It looks like Will Allday is finding that next gear, but Tempo is trying to stop it by any means necessary. As his face met the steel in the corner, and it did so again.
Brad, you spoke about friends. There's no friends in this business. You can tell just by looking at Terrell Tempo and Will Allday.
Well, I think that chair just became friends with Tempo's face.
Yeah, I think they got it very much acquainted. But I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you become friends with these guys. Hell, I went to Will Allday's wedding. I don't want to see these people hurt themselves this badly. And that's why these last man standing matches, they're so brutal. They're so brutal. That's why we've had so few of them, because they take a toll. They literally take time off your career.
And speaking of taking time out of your career here, it looks like Will Allday was trying to end Tempo's.
Wait a minute, what is Will thinking? You never know.
He got
wait a
caught.
minute. No,
the strength on full display from Terrell Tempo. Will Allday, able to get himself out of that position and using the ropes. But again gets caught.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God, dang. Tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's over.
Tempo yelling, count it. He's saying this is over. As we're going to get a replay of that power slam, courtesy of Replay Games.
Hold on, I think this is over. Before we go to a replay, let's see where we're at with the count here. Will Allday's not moved.
He looks like he's laying there like a rag doll.
Insane impact.
Terrell Tempo just pointing at me, telling me this is it.
This is over.
Look at that.
But right at the last second, Allday literally tippy toes, able to get back up to his feet.
That had to have taken every ounce of strength from him to do that.
My God. I mean, guys, this isn't even fun for me at this point. This is brutal. This is hard to watch. I mean, Terrell Tempo is a special.
Autograph!
It only takes one.
Tonight it might have to take more, because this is a last man standing match, Brad. He can't just go for the pinfall.
Was that just a last ditch effort by Will Allday? The last bit of energy he could muster up. Because Will is down just as long as Tempo at this point.
Will Allday struggling to get up on the rope. And when I look at last man standing, nobody was standing for a couple of seconds.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about the 10 count from the referee there, CT, as it looks like Tempo and Will were able to get up at 9. But now, somehow, Will Allday is still finding more energy for himself.
Will Allday's the craziest person I've ever met. He really is.
You could say that again, Brad.
He is the craziest person I've ever met in my life.
I have seen this man do insane things here at Reality of Wrestling, but it is why he is so popular.
I mean, he has
amongst the
such
Row
a
Nation.
strong belief in himself.
Oh,
wait a
and now
minute.
we are introducing more hardware here into the Row Nation's ring.
Not a table. These people are savages. I'm sorry. I love a professional wrestling match as much as the next man. But this is too much. This is too much.
I don't think it's too much, Brad. Anything
Oh!
Oh.
A low blow to Will Allday.
When you have that much animosity amongst each other, anything goes. There's no holds bar on what you have to do in order to win.
They're going to put Will Allday in the tenor section this Sunday at church.
Now what's Temple thinking here? Temple looking back. This right here might be the kill shot.
Oh man, what is no.
From the top tempo. Will Allday though still fighting somehow.
No.
Now Will, what's he got in mind here? This is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen.
I think Will Allday was thinking powerbomb perhaps.
This is beyond professional wrestling at this point here, CT.
Oh, this is personal. 100%.
And now, oh! Kick there from Will. Now Tempo, groggy by the table.
No.
And now Will Allday, what is he thinking here?
Will Allday going up top.
Will Allday from the top rope. Tempo, center of the ring, and here it goes!
Oh my gosh! Right through that table.
Will Allday just exploded Tempo through the table!
Neither man has moved.
Everybody at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena is going crazy over this match.
Both men are down. We're up to the count of 5. Row Nation saying this is awesome.
But no one's moved. What are we at? Going up to a count of 8.
Dangerous spot. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What the hell are they doing out here? Wait, what? Hold on a second. Are you kidding me right now?
Tempo doesn't even know where he is, but Q and Big Luther of the Command were able to pull him out at the last second and prop him up on his feet. Wow.
Will Allday cannot believe it, but he still can't even get up as Terrell Tempo walks away, or should I say gets carried away here to a victory in this last man standing match, CT.
Getting carried away, I think I've seen it all.
Tempo doesn't even know where he is right now, but he's the victor at Sub-Zero.